Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Achai and today's video is an updated review on my Sony ZV E10 camera. So I've had this camera for about a year now. I got it in November of 2024 and now it's November 2025. So I just wanted to do a review and give you guys my updated thoughts on the camera now that I've had it for a year, and then also let you know if I think that it is worth it to still purchase in 2025, even going into 2026. Two things before we get started. I do want to preface that I am not a tech savvy person at all. So everything I'm going to talk about is kind of just like my thoughts on the camera as a beginner. And then one more thing, if you see me looking down a lot, it is because my phone has all my notes. Let's get right into this review. I'm going to start with my cons and then end it off with my pros, just so that we can end the video off on a good note. My very first con with this camera is that it overheats. It is my biggest con. It's my biggest beef with it. I find that if I'm filming for 20 minutes or longer, it gets really hot. I do know this is not just a Sony ZV E10 problem, and I know like a few other cameras that also have this problem, and it makes sense. Even your phone would do the same thing. Like if you're filming for too long, it gets hot. But I will say that that is something that happens with this camera, in my opinion, quite easily. When it gets too hot, it just like, it tells you that the camera needs to cool down before you keep filming. It is really annoying, especially in the summertime if you're trying to film outside, because the heat from outside adds to the heat of the camera and it makes it overheat even faster. So that is just something that I dislike about it. I have like read online that if you use a dummy battery, it kind of helps with that if you're trying to film like long sit down videos, because it's not really emitting too much heat. So that is a solution to the overheating problem. I don't have a dummy battery, so I kind of just try to make sure that I'm pacing myself well when I film my videos, just so that the camera doesn't get too hot. But I'm pretty sure the dummy battery is a solution. But yeah, that's my first con. My second con is that the battery life is not that great. It is something that I don't like, simply because when I was trying to figure out what camera I wanted, it was between this one or the ZVF. I didn't want the ZVF because I heard that the battery life was terrible. And then I got this. I really do love this camera, but the battery life, like for me, it didn't really feel like I got significant battery life. And it's truly and honestly because the battery is quite small. Like if you want to film for an entire day, you cannot rely on this singular battery, and you will need to buy other batteries just so that you can plop it into the camera when one of them dies. Another solution, once again, to this battery life problem is a dummy battery, which I do hope to purchase in the near future because I do love making sit down videos. So if that's something that you do create, or that's what you're interested in doing, getting a dummy battery will easily solve that battery life problem. My third con is that it has poor stabilization. If you're a vlogger especially, and you're like walking while talking, or you're like trying to show the camera as you're walking somewhere, scrap that. It shakes so bad. Like it shakes so bad. And they do have a feature on here called steady shot. So you can set it to active, standard, or just turn it off, right? When you turn it on, it basically just crops the hell out of the video or the footage, and at that point it doesn't even feel worth it anymore, in my personal opinion, because I love a wide angle. I love when you can see my background. I don't like being super close up to the screen. So like if you're like vlogging, you have your tripod in your hand and you turn that on, you will have to like extend it even further, and that puts a lot of strain on your arm because of how much it zooms in and crops. So that is something that I dislike about the camera quite a bit. Okay, so my fourth con, it's a little silly one, like it's a bit of a lighthearted one, but it actually is this screen. So the LCD screen, my issue with it is if the sun is out and it's really bright, it is so hard to see through the screen, and you have to like do this, and even then it's still hard to see in the screen, which kind of defeats the purpose of the screen. So that is just a little thing that I've noticed when it's super bright out, but I don't think it's that deep. My last con is simply just that it doesn't have a flash. This I find is only a big deal if you are really trying to use this camera for photography and you use flash a lot. I know that some people have tried to buy this camera as a dupe for the Canon G7X. So if you are looking to purchase this as a Canon G7X dupe, it doesn't have a flash. You can buy an external flash, and I have an external flash, but the only thing with external flashes is that they're super bright, and so it's kind of hard to just like get the flash in a setting that kind of works for you. But like it works fine, and I have had good flash photos, but you do have to purchase an external flash. Those were all my cons for the camera. Once again, they're just kind of surface level things that I've noticed as a beginner, but it's not really anything to do with like the specs and stuff of the camera. Okay, so now for the fun stuff, my pros of the camera. So my very first pro is that this camera is perfect for videos and pictures. So when I first got this camera, I thought I was just gonna use it to vlog and film my YouTube videos and all of that, and it quickly became the friend group photo taking camera because it takes beautiful pictures. And for a camera that doesn't have a flash, picture quality is beautiful. I have an external flash, but I also have lights. I always use that and I pop it in. I just slide it right into this slot right here, and then I take my photos, and the photos are always really nice. So my second one is that it's pretty compact. It's a really small camera, and especially because I use the kit lens, right, is really small. If you do get another lens, an external lens, it does bulk it up a bit. Also, if you add like a cage and all these other accessories, it does make it bulkier, but at its core, it is a very small compact camera, which is perfect for travel and going on the go and just going places. So it makes it the perfect vlogging camera in my personal opinion. My third pro is the built-in mic that comes with it. It is not bad. So a slight con about the mic is that if you're trying to film in busy areas or you're driving in the car, it does pick up on like all sounds for the most part. You kind of have to go in editing afterwards to isolate your voice, but like for it being the mic that's attached to the camera, it is really nice. I only got this microphone a month ago when I got my DJI. Before that, I didn't have any other mics, and then I bought like a shotgun mic. I only used that one time. The mic in here for me was sufficient enough. My fourth pro is that this camera is compatible with a variety of lenses, even from third-party companies, which is something that I love. My fifth pro is that it has really good autofocus. I find that if I leave and then come back in, like it grabs my attention pretty quick, and it also tracks your face and your eyes to make sure that it stays in focus on you. I also find that if I just product like right in front of the screen, it focuses pretty quickly as well. So my very last pro is that this camera is very beginner friendly in my opinion. As someone that never had a camera before this and only shot on her phone, I was quite intimidated when I first got this. Like, just watched a few YouTube videos on how to set it up and how to like understand the settings, and then using it quite a few times, I got the hang of it really quickly. I love that the buttons are super simple. Like you click here and it focuses, and then if you push down, it takes pictures, right? If you click this, it does defocus and clear. This is to record, on and off, and then the button, like, do I want a picture, video, or S&Q mode? It is so unbelievably simple, and I find even this area is super easy to navigate. So I think that this camera is amazing for a beginner. It's perfect for vlogging, even if you just do casual photos, and I think if you did professional photos too, it would work. It's really just about how you maximize your settings, and then also maybe getting like another lens and other accessories, but overall this camera is perfect for a beginner. Okay, so those were my pros and cons, and with all of that being said, I would still recommend this camera in 2025. If I was to be buying the camera for the first time this year and I was looking at what cameras do I want, I would still go with the Sony ZV E10. It is amazing for beginners. It's very good for both photos and pictures, easy to navigate. Like it is a really good camera, and I feel like the cons that I've mentioned are not just singled out to the Sony ZV E10, and like you will still find those cons in some other cameras as well. So I don't think that it's like too big of a thing to stop me from buying this camera again if I have the opportunity to. But I think like if you're a beginner, you're just getting into YouTube or TikTok or Reels, or you just want to do casual filming here and there just as a hobby, like I still would recommend this camera to you. I think that even going into 2026, I'd still recommend this camera. So yeah, I do intend on getting like other lenses. So maybe after I get lenses, I will do an updated review again on how I like the camera with that, because this is just a review based on the kit lens. So everything that I got with the camera in my last video, which I will link down in the description below, my unboxing, just so that you guys can see what did I think when I first got the camera. But yeah, that was all I had to say about the camera. I hope that this video was helpful. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!